Okay, third day of the second week. So today it was another long day, 13 hours. We're still gonna get it done, but there's something I want to run by you first that happened today. So, and before I get into this, I just want to say I'm not gonna name a name of this person that this happened with, and this is not to bash that person or anything. This is just an example of exactly how the enemy uses God's promise that's meant for good against us. And this is how he deceives us. And it was literally revealed to me in the middle of this today. So, this is what happened. There is a person that I work with, or a coworker that doesn't work in my department. I don't really know them. They're quite a bit older than me, maybe 20, 25 years older than me. And I know of them, and I know that they're kind of bitter about uh, the agency we work for. And I'm not going to say uh, what an agency or go into all of that. But anyway, we needed help. This person in our department, so this person was sent to help us. So when they came in, I greeted them. I know them by name. I don't know them one on one, but I greeted them. And anyway, they seemed a little bit aggravated, agitated, frustrated about coming down there. And then as we got to talking, that person was just like, I hate my job. I hate it here. I really hate it here. I know it's my choice to be here, but if if I had a if I could if I could go somewhere else, if I were younger, I would, you know. And then I was like, well, what do you think needs to change? You know, I'm listening, and I already know this person is kind of bitter and about everything there, and I already kind of knew about it. And anyway, about it, somebody's weed eating next door, so I hope that doesn't interrupt or bother the sound too much. Anyways, so um, this person is going in pretty hard about how much they dislike it and all that, and they said they know it. I know it's my choice to put on my clothes and come here. If I could go somewhere else, if I could find something else, I would. And I said, well, what do you think could change? And they said, I don't think it can change. And then I was like, all right, well. So I started, the whole time I'm praying, because I know, like, I'm praying, I'm like, God, help me to find the right words. Give me the right words to say to this person to comfort them or to make this situation better, for them, and they're just going in. And then this person all of a sudden says, I pray to God on my way here. I pray every day. I talk to God on my way here. I talk to God when I get home. And this place is just no good. It's the people here. I said, well, what do you think needs to happen to change? Well, I think it has to start at the top. I said, well, you don't think that it can start down here at the bottom, or, on the end of it? No, I don't. I said, well, if we try to create a positive environment. She was like, no, no, no. Or this person was like, no, no, no. Like, shut it down right away. And then all of a sudden it just came to me, and God revealed it to me for me to be able to tell this person. And all of a sudden I just thought about it. I just thought about everything that person was saying, and I said, you know what I think it is? I said, you believe in God, right? And they were like, yeah, of course. I talked to God, went on that spill again. And I said, well, look, I said, Jesus said that if you have faith as big as a mustard seed, then you could say to this mountain, be uplifted and moved, and it would. And I said, the one thing that God is not, or one of the things God is not, is a liar. So if you have faith that everything's not going to work, if you feel like there's no possible way that it can get any better, if there's no possible way that anything, it can't, because you have faith that it's not going to work. You have faith that it's not going to get better, and that everything has failed, and it's a new generation. And 40 years ago, as I was told, it was so much different and all of that. But if you have complete faith that it's not going to work, it's not going to work, because God's not a liar. He said, if you have faith, Jesus said, if you have faith as big as a mustard seed. And then it'll happen. If you have complete faith that you're not going to be able to accomplish your goal, things aren't going to get better at work, you can't make a difference, that you can't get healed. If you have faith, if you let your logical mind intervene, and that's what the enemy does. He's like, okay, let me turn this around. And without even realizing it, your faith, you're using your faith in the wrong direction. It was meant for you to have faith for good things to happen, but we're sitting here and we're using it to have bad things. And I shared this with this person, and it stumped them a little bit, and they smiled, and they said, you're good. And I was like, no, God's good. And I said that because that's who's good, because I didn't even, those words came to me. I don't know what to say next time to a person, but those words came to me because I was praying real hard because I didn't know what to say to this person. And it was revealed to me the same way, and that's true, right? We've always thought about it in the one direction, but we haven't thought about it in the other. If you have faith or you have doubt, right? It's just like when Jesus went there and he said, hey, or he went and said a prophet is accepted everywhere but their hometown. And then Jesus went on to say that, or they went on to say that he was only able to put his hands on a few people and heal them because of their unbelief. Well, the thing is it wasn't because he had the power to heal them, but he can't. If you already believe in one direction and you have faith that he isn't who he says he is, and that's where your faith is, he can't heal you because it would make you he couldn't heal him, he couldn't do things for him because it would make God a liar, because God said if you have faith as big as a mustard seed. Well, if you have faith that he ain't who he says he is, and that he's not going to help you because he can't, because that would make him a liar, right? That would make it untruth. You have faith in the wrong direction, so it doesn't benefit you at all. So that's what happens to us. We do it to ourselves, but the enemy deceives us. He's constantly working everywhere. He's got his crews working on everything, because if he can get you to do that and believe that everything and make you hate everything that's going on in your life, and I don't have a chance and everything's just over and I hate the situation I'm in and everything else, well, he's doing that, so that'll make you bitter, and hopefully he can separate you further and further from God. That's the ultimate goal for him, right? So anyways, I just wanted to share that. And as far as the mustard seed, you can make a difference, and we talked about this too, on an individual basis with one person, because it has a ripple effect. If you're kind and patient and listen to another person, and you take time and you say hi to them, and if they stick their nose up and don't say hi to you, if you remain patient and you're still kind and you don't get bitter over it, you can make a difference. And then that individual will make a difference in someone else's. A mustard seed, it's the same concept. You can make small things, small intricate things can make a big difference, just like it can in these workouts, just like setting a habit, just like changing your daily habits every day or through the weeks, and it will grow. And that's what we're doing here. So I wanted to share that with you, and I want to let you know that you can do whatever you believe. You trust in God. That's why, because we're so easily deceived by this master deceiver out here, that's why we need to be reading our Bible, and that's why we need to be meditating on the Word every day. That way, even if we can't find the words, he can bring it back to you, because that's what he did. It's just, it came in my mind, and it's like he showed me, this is what you say. So, and now I knew too. We learned together, because I didn't know what to say. Anyway, let's get this workout out of the way, and let's keep moving forward and stay positive, and don't let the enemy deceive you and let you and turn things around so that you're using your faith in the wrong direction. Anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 9, 10. All right. Maybe I should get me some gloves for this ground. Anyways, that's it for today. I'm trying to make these videos a little shorter, but I thought it was important to share that. We're gonna keep moving forward. We're gonna keep building. We're gonna keep getting better every day. We're gonna go stronger together, spiritually, mentally, and physically, so that we can be here for our families and help others. All right. God bless.